If you've ever Googled how to answer, tell me about a time you had a conflict with a coworker. You've probably seen the same example answer repeated over and over and over again. We disagreed, we talked, and everything turned out great. Unfortunately, that surface level answer just won't cut it in a real job interview. That answer tells me nothing about how you think. It doesn't show how you manage competing priorities or how you navigate tension or how you protect the outcome of a program, project, or initiative when working with somebody who you have conflicting ideas with or just sees things differently. In this video, I'm going to break down a detailed example that shows you real depth in problem solving step by step. You'll see how to walk through a conflict with honesty, structure, and clarity, and how to connect it to the results that actually matter. So let's dive right in. This is an example from my time as a program manager at Atlassian. I was leading a cross functional initiative to unify customer feedback systems between our product and customer support teams. And I partnered closely with the senior product manager, Alex, who was responsible for surfacing insights to inform the product roadmap. And over time, conflict emerged as Alex frequently bypassed agreed upon workflows, dismissed alignment meetings, and challenged my decision in front of others, causing confusion among team members and threatening our progress. And so, what I was tasked with doing was while I was accountable for driving the program forward and meeting a 6-week launch timeline, I also had to resolve this issue with Alex. And the bigger goal became restoring a productive working relationship, which was also critical to the team morale, program success, and stakeholder confidence. So, the first step I needed to take was I began by identifying the specific points of tension using data and just neutral observation. So, I reviewed Slack threads, Jira activity, and meeting recordings to document where misalignments occurred, such as Alex updating project priorities without consultation or reassigning owners mid sprint. I also gathered informational feedback from cross functional leads to understand how the dynamic was affecting their work. This gave me clarity on patterns and helped me ensure I address facts, not assumptions. And then the next step I needed to take was to reestablish trust through direct communication and clearer structure for collaboration. So I drafted a private discussion agenda focused on outcomes, not blame, and included examples to anchor the conversation. I also outlined a proposal for shared accountability, weekly syncs, clearer ownership, and pre approval for changes so we could co create a solution together. My goal was to acknowledge his expertise while reinforcing my role in maintaining execution consistency. Then I scheduled a one to one with Alex and open the conversation with transparency and a willingness to listen. I said, I think we're both feeling some friction, and I'd like to reset so we can get back to leading this initiative effectively. And I shared examples calmly, focusing on how the lack of coordination was slowing us down and affecting the team's confidence. He opened up about feeling out of the loop during early planning, which gave me important context. And we agreed to a working model where he had earlier visibility and I had clearer alignment checkpoints. So we tested the new collaboration model for 2 weeks with close observation and frequent touch points. We implemented a shared task board in Jira with explicit owner tags and weekly reviews of status and blockers. I ensured he had early access to decision frameworks before meetings, while he committed to notifying me of any proposed changes before communicating them to others. We also created a Slack channel just for us to flag issues in real time without needing to escalate unnecessarily. With our working model gaining traction, we moved into full execution and brought our teams back into a unified workflow. I scheduled bi weekly stakeholder syncs to ensure transparency and avoid scope creep. Alex began leaning into our shared planning doc to surface roadmap needs ahead of time, and I invited him to co lead 2 sprint reviews to ensure he had influence without disrupting delivery cadence. I also tracked our alignment metrics like response times to blockers and meeting attendance, which improved noticeability. The system launched on time and with a much stronger sense of shared ownership between us. We co presented the rollout at our department wide sync, taking turns to walk through the problem, solution, and collaboration it took to get there. We even included a brief acknowledgement slide showing how our realignment benefited the broader team. Next, I compiled a post launch deck for senior leadership that showcased impact, process improvements, and collaboration outcomes. We highlighted KPIs such as a 21% drop in duplicate customer tickets and faster feedback loop integrations. I also shared feedback from the team indicating that cross functional trust and clarity had improved, which leadership valued just as much as our operational win. The last action I took was I documented not only the system updates, but also the collaboration model we used to resolve conflict and improve our delivery. This included templates for shared ownership documents, escalation protocols, and a reset conversation guide now used by two other programs. I also set a quarterly retrospective cadence between product and product program teams to prevent similar issues in the future. And the results were amazing. By resolving the conflict with Alex directly and constructively, we not only hit our program goals, but modeled effective conflict resolution for others. We launched on time, boosted team satisfaction by 24%, and reduced implementation blockers by 30%. The shift in our working relationship was noticed by leadership and improved cross functional alignment across two other initiatives. And our co created tools and habits became part of Atlassian's internal playbook for managing complex, high stake programs. So, as you can see, always a robust answer. But it isn't just about saying we disagreed, we talked, and everything turned out fine. That's not how conflict works in the real world. It's definitely not how you show strategic, thoughtful problem solving in a job interview. The best answers show structure, self awareness, specific actions, and a clear connection between the way you handle the relationship and how it impacted that program, project, or initiative. If you want to stand out in your interviews, you have to go in depth. Don't be afraid to show that you navigated something hard and came out stronger. That's what all great companies are looking for. Good luck.